He's the 6-time world snooker champion. He's the reigning world pool champion. They've met before.
Earl has missed this shot.
Oh, my goodness!
Davis came out on top.
The Americans go out because Europe has got them, Mosconi!
Egos dented. Rivalries never forgotten. Revenge would be sweet. We have waited all day to see Earl the Pearl Strickland and Steve Davis go head to head. A packed house ready to witness a bit of drama. Steve Davis behind the scenes, Earl the Pearl Strickland making his way down to the auditorium as well. We can meet the players. Here's John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a packed CIA. Matchroom Sport proudly present the 2003 EmpirePoker.com World Pool Championships. Well, it's legend time. Would you please welcome, from England, with over 100 career titles, 6 times world snooker champion, ladies and gentlemen, a member of the British Empire, it could only be Steve Davis! From the USA, the reigning and defending 9-ball champion of the world, it's Earl the Pearl
Well, that is one man in the zone right now. He wasn't quite sure the reception he was going to get. But, well, the crowd giving both players a warm reception. Let's get it on. Here's Jerry Forsyth and Sid Waddell.
Thanks, Dave. This is going to be a fantastic sporting occasion. I've studied this man for over 10 years. He is a genius. He also has a very short fuse. He also indulges in psychological tactics. His outburst to Sophie of Sky Sports, I think, shows how on edge Earl is. I think he's used the fact that earlier when his name was mentioned, some of the crowd booed as a psychological ploy. A, to G himself up, and B, to try and just get a little niggle at Davis. What do you think, Jerry?
Absolutely. You know, Sid, this is the match I've been waiting for all week long. These two guys, it's a grudge match from the Mosconi Cup.
Yep.
And both of these guys are geniuses on the table. And Earl's not the only one to use strategy here.
Here we go then. It's a rift to 11 racks. It's the reigning world champion. I've seen him wind up crowds before. He's looking for something to focus on.
Well, sometimes the horse runs faster with a little burr under its saddle.
Absolutely. And he's the one remaining world champion in the tournament. All the rest have gone. The holder, and Steve Davis, will make every effort to topple Earl tonight.
Well, he's making great inroads into taking the first rack for sure. Strickland came up empty on the break. And all he can do now is sit and watch while Steve clears these balls from the table.
Interesting listening to Drago talking about how difficult it is on this table when they were flying in for him yesterday. It was raining yesterday. It's been dry here in Cardiff today. The pitch here is altered. So I'd put my money on Davis very quickly, mastering the alteration in pace necessary here. So he's going to give Earl a hard time. But Earl's a genius. Earl's the $1 million man. Earl should win.
Earl should win. All the players we interviewed earlier give him a very slight edge. I think that if Earl loses, it may be because he beats himself.
Seen him do that before over the years. Genius, but a very, very fragile, not to say a febrile psyche. Whereas Davis, in the zone, focused. Once didn't practice this game because of the fact that he's snooker, but he wants to win this title. And tonight, he wants to give Earl an absolute hammering out there.
Steve certainly knows that if he can get out to an early lead and get the crowd behind him and get them to act a little negatively toward Earl Strickland, it really works in his favor. He takes the early lead 1-0, and we've seen it before. When Strickland gets way behind in a match and the crowd gets on top of him, it can just eat him up inside. Sometimes you'd think that if Earl were on a sinking ship, he'd be spending all his time firing at the rescuers.
Excellently put as he checks out his bits of equipment. And we've noticed him on the practice table have his finger extensions, which he specially made because he does not use the jump cue. He was practicing, checking things out till seconds before the walk-on.
I don't understand what he's doing now. Now, he talked earlier in the week about how he changed shafts to the shaft he won this tournament with, and he's just switched that shaft out.
Well, as you see, I think half of Earl's energy is sometimes inwardly directed and sometimes negatively. Anyway, Davis, it's a winner break format here. Race to 11. Davis with the perfect start. Looking to crash the pack. Get action. Wait, does he get action?
Yeah, he's made 2 balls down. He has a long shot on that 2, but long shots don't seem to trouble this man.
Well, he is an English world snooker legend, 6 times world champion. Dangerous Davis. Ice cooled. And I'll tell you one thing, he enjoys playing this, I think, more than he ever did snooker.
Well, he's brought Earl to the table. It's hard to tell from here whether or not Earl has a shot. Earl may be blocked by the 6 ball. No, he's not. He's got a shot on the 2. This can get him started. I remember Earl yesterday in an interview said, if I get to the table 3 or 4 times, Davis is done.
That's right. Like in baseball, Roger Clemens, the pitcher, give me 3 or 4 goes at any team in the world, from the Sox to the Redskins, and I will take them apart with my pitching.
Great shot making, great position play from the champion of the world.
Man who made $1 million in 35 minutes in Dallas in '96, ran 10 racks and then an 11th and picked up $1 million. 5 times world champion. An absolute genius of the game, but that febrile sort of, he walks a tightrope most times, and up against somebody like Davis, the wire is as tight as a cheese cutter.
Being the champion of the world, we spend a lot of time speaking with Earl. He's a great interview, and you always want to know what he's thinking. One of the things he was thinking is that people haven't figured the breakout on this table, and he thinks he has. He thinks he's figured the speed out where he can not only make a ball, but also...
Is this a bit of gamesmanship?
No, I don't think so. He's sorting shafts here. He's looking for something he wants. I mean, of course there's psychology involved. He could have done this before the match. But as I was saying, he thinks he's got this break speed figured out. It didn't work for him on the first break. Let's see, though, if he can get control of the break. If he can, he's got control of the game.
And whatever the psychological nature has him throwing wobblies, whatever that, when he does get amongst the balls, he's deadly. He has no self-doubt.
He's looking for a longer shaft. That's what he's trying to reach, that shot with a longer shaft.
Tense and twitching.
Oh.
Placed in the last 8.
Shooting left-handed.
Well, that sounded pretty respectful applause to me, Earl Strickland, from this Brit crowd.
So far, so good. The crowd's responding to him with applause and with smiles. Nothing to complain about. That may be a problem for Earl.
Well, his opening words to Sophie in the interview were, "I am alone." More sort of Marlon Brando in a movie. But then again, the hustler, Fast Eddie, was a lonely man. Maybe it goes with the turf. Everybody shoots at you, especially when you're Strickland, especially when you are the reigning world champion. What did he expect? Flowers?
I don't think so from this crowd. He's wearing some sort of appendage on his thumb, and it's the finger extenders he was wearing the other day go on the other hand. This is the hand he holds the cue stick with.
Well, we've seen him playing
Earl Strickland to break. One rack.
glasses. So, yeah, we understand that this is to give him a slightly looser
Remember,
grip.
we saw Efren Reyes breaking with a looser grip just yesterday, and here's Earl Strickland.
Opening his thumb on the point of impact. Exactly, he watches other people. Infinite capacity for taking pains. Always learning, Strickland.
I wonder how quickly that loose grip on the break is going to spread through the pool world.
Remember when he started copying Steve Bruce's snooker stance?
Yes, that was just last year. He said that gave him more accuracy on open shots, especially long shots.
Here we go with a very thin slice, cheated the pocket nicely, in superb position for 2-1. As I say, whatever the doubts in his sight, you might as well welcome here in Wales. He will not slow up with this magnificent technique and eye. He'll not slow up no matter how tight this gets.
He's staying within the Earl Strickland pace now, which is fairly quick. He doesn't rush like Drago, but he's by no means a slow player. He likes a quick pace. He's very, very comfortable moving quickly around the table, making fast decisions.
Nobody gets in the stroke quicker than him. Been playing for money since he was about 12 years old. My mate Mike Penosa, Billy Digest tells me, played in a barn up in the hills of North Carolina. And the big guys from Chicago and around came to play him. So this kid, a pro at 16, the road warrior, one of the greatest ever.
Earl Strickland takes his second rack. Now enjoys a 2-1 lead over Steve Davis. It's a race to 11. We got a long way to go yet. A lot more action to come in Cardiff. Where Earl Strickland, the Tar Heel from Carolina, has come to town intent on whooping up on English royalty. The upstart from the colony is about to take this rack apart.
Done about Needle on the pitch. Go get Needle in the commentary box. Jerry keeps on in that tone. 11, the magic number. 11 racks needed. Strickland looking very sweet on the break. Indeed. Trouble for Davis. Yes, Strickland has read the pace of this club beautifully.
He said he was going to do this. He pre-announced that he was going to master the break shot on this table. He said he figured it out a couple of days ago and knew exactly what to do.
Shamat trailing. Maybe surprisingly 9-4 to Shah on the mezzanine.
Strickland to make quick work of this rack. Only 5 balls left, now 4.
Drawn back beautifully, whiskering past the orange. Ominous for Davis, who in his time in this arena has beaten world champions like a man cutting a pound of butter with a hacksaw.
Earl has to be careful that his shirt doesn't fall down and foul that 9 ball. Well, you can see for yourself. Not much work left here.
Oh, this 9 gets immediate blue water between Earl and Davis. 3-1, the chalk in no time in favor of the reigning champion.
Strickland has owned the last 3 racks, not letting Steve get up out of his chair.